So I've been out as a trans woman on the internet for almost 2 entire years now. And in this time, I've had my fair share of notable interactions online. They definitely weren't all entirely bad. Heck, a majority of my interactions online have been amazing. And I wanted to share a bit of my experience of what it's been like from both the perspective of a viewer of content and a creator of content. If you don't know me, hi, I'm Wonder. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm a trans woman content creator who exists in a variety of places online. I guess the best place to start with a video like this is to jump to right around the time that I came out. I jumped through a lot with my identity. I knew for a while I wasn't cis, but I had no idea where I fell on the gender spectrum. I explored for a while, trying different sets of pronouns, different ways of being perceived, presenting, existing, etc. But eventually, towards the beginning of 2023, I realized fully and entirely that I am a trans woman. And then came the nervous journey of coming out to those around me. I built up long messages explaining my experiences to everyone, which in hindsight was entirely unnecessary because I had no obligation to prove anything to anyone, but it is what I did at the time, detailing that I hadn't been happy for a while and that I knew that I was a trans woman. And to no surprise, because the people who surrounded me online were all either queer or very openly queer friendly themselves, I was accepted with open, loving arms and was prepared to start what truly feels like the beginning of my life. I'm extremely fortunate that I had such a loving, accepting group of people surrounding me. I rarely felt out of place, judged, or negatively perceived by them in any way. I knew I wanted to continue existing online and doing all the stuff that I do, so I decided to become a 2D VTuber. This made the process of finding a presentation that matched me, that felt like me, and truly made me happy presenting as so much easier. After getting a design that felt correct for the time, I went out to find make your own model kits and settled on my very first design. I eventually jumped through a bit more designing, but eventually, after around a year, I ended up where you see me now. I was so happy actually getting to be me in so many online communities, mostly away from harm at the beginning as well. But while I don't remember the exact time it happened, I did inevitably get my very first piece of transphobia thrown my way for being a trans woman. I don't remember what exactly it was, but I know it affected me much more than it would have today. I didn't know how to properly process people hating me just for simply being, well, me. This ramped up exponentially after I decided to start making more content. I've had people attempt to attack my existence nearly everywhere that I do exist online. It doesn't matter if I'm talking, lip syncing, texting, live, or offline. People find their way and try to tear me down. But even though some people would throw worse and worse at me, and I've experienced hatefulness far greater than I ever expected to, I'm still here. I'm still existing and I'm still creating. Transphobia is hard. I know it's hard. It hurts so much to see people fight against you simply wanting to exist. But the genuine support of others, friends or strangers, makes it a lot less hard to handle and leaves a reminder that there's still good in the world. Nowadays, I still get a lot of transphobia. It's a consistency of bigots on the internet to throw as much shit at any marginalized group that they can to try to demean them, to harm them, to make them feel scared. But I'm a lot better at handling it now. It doesn't get to me in ways that it used to. I'm able to shrug it off. Hell, most of the time I end up just making fun of the transphobe with my girlfriend and laughing about how sad it is they felt the need to go out of their way to be a bigot to me. Needless to say, I'm doing a lot better now, and it makes me so happy seeing such a large amount of others fighting alongside me. I've seen so many creators of all different sizes standing up for me and fellow trans people. I've had people personally fight for me when I couldn't, and I've seen people use their voice to shout that they will always support trans rights, will always support someone being true to themselves, and indirectly tell me that they will support me, us, and help us towards a brighter future. After coming out, I learned that the amount of trans communities and creators there were was far, far larger than I could have ever imagined. So many skilled artists, streamers, video creators, influencers in general. I had so many places that I felt like I had a chance to call home. So many places that I felt nothing but warmth and acceptance for my identity from. And so many places where I was surrounded by fellow trans people. I want to add extra love onto the community of trans artists that I found. Without many of them sharing their experiences and existences through their art and comics, coming out would have been a lot harder for me and so many others. So to anyone who has ever made a trans comic, thank you. You're doing so much more than you realize. Finding a community is an experience that leaves me a little lost for words. Finding the first people who you're surrounded by who are like you, who are also trans and are thriving and being themselves everywhere they can. And while there were many places that I was once in that faked the idea of being friendly, those spaces were replaced by even more that were openly, proudly, and loudly queer. And I'm forever grateful that I found those spaces. There are so many spaces, people, and friends that I've found since coming out that I would genuinely take all of the harm over again if it meant meeting them again. I'm surrounded by a sea of safe creators that share my morals and fight for justice and liberation everywhere we can. Nearly every single experience that I've had in the last 2 years on the internet has been shaped by me being trans. All of the people I've met, all of the communities I've joined, all of the friends I've made. Hell, even my girlfriend, who found me right after I came out, is someone I wouldn't have met without coming out and being myself on the internet. The entirety of the last video you all saw, 0% of that would have happened had it not been for me being trans online. I learned very quickly how to tell if someone actually supported me, saw me for who I was and accepted me, or if they were just pretending for the sake of quote unquote not being a bad person. I learned fast who my true friends and community were. I got to interact with so many people I once and still do look up to, so many of whom I honorably get to call my friends. And I'm so excited to meet so many others, share so many more experiences, and get to exist surrounded by people with the same drives, passions, and goals as me. I was given the opportunity to create a community that's beyond loving, accepting, open, queer, trans, and generally just amazing. I was given this chance to create a space that was safe for others to come out, a space where others felt safe to explore their identities, share their experiences, and work towards a journey of understanding themselves. It's genuinely hard for me to take in because I do just feel like I'm just me. I don't feel like I'm doing anything special, but with the amount of people that regularly come to me and thank me for the content and community I made, it's honoring that I can do something for others that I had done for me. It's honoring to be a part of your trans journey. It's honoring to share this space with so many others, and it's honoring that you all let me be me. The point of this video is to share experiences that I've gone through while being trans online, and while there was so much bad, so much hate, there was even more good. There were even more amazing people who I found along the way. My hope is that you can relate to this video in some way. You found some level of comfort in knowing that we've gone through similar things, and I'm still here, in hopes of giving you more fight to also stay here. We collectively see policies online that try to suppress our and so many other marginalized groups' existences, but we're still here fighting for a better future for ourselves, others, and those who come after us. And I can't thank you all enough for that fight. My experiences being trans on the internet are things that I would never want stripped away from me. Yes, there was a lot of harm and hardship and hate and people being extremely bigoted, but there also came some of my best friends, some of my favorite creators to watch, to look up to enjoy, and you all, the community I wake up every day honored to have created. I really hope you all enjoyed this video. I know it was a bit more serious than the last one, but it's one that I felt was important to share due to the nature of the types of experiences that trans people face throughout the internet. If you want to find me elsewhere, all the links to my most active socials are on screen now and in the description. I hope to see you all again soon. I hope that 2025 is treating you all amazing so far. Love you all.